You gotta stop clocking in and not getting paid, bro. I see this millions and millions of time all around every day, bro. A bunch of people, a bunch of men that clock in and don't get paid, bro. Why? What do you mean by when you say that, Kev? What I mean is, if you're hitting the gym and you're not eating the proper stuff, you're basically putting in all this work and not getting the benefits of the work you've been putting in. So you going in there, hitting the treadmill, you going in 30-minute walks, 45 minutes on the Stairmaster, you lifting up 100 pounds on each side, and guess what? You go home to eat cheeseburgers and a whole bunch of bullshit, bro. That shit will never work in your life, bro. Like, who goes to work? Have you ever been to work for free? Like, who does that, bro? Who goes to work for free, bro? I can never go to work for free, bro. That makes no sense. There has to be a goal in mind. There has to be a reason behind why I'm doing something. And a lot of these dudes, man, are doing something for nothing, bro. You're doing something for nothing, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, if you're not, eating the proper stuff, you're not getting all the benefits you should be getting, bro. So why are you going ham in the gym when your diet is not on point, bro? It makes no sense to me. I've done this before. I've made this mistake before by thinking I'm just going to the gym and it's all good, but I'm not getting the true benefits, bro. See, I started noticing that the true benefits lie within, what you do after the work. So when I started realizing that is when I started really, getting the benefits of my work. Like, okay, boom, I'll hit the gym before and yeah, I could lift heavy and this and that, but it didn't look like I hit the gym. It looked like I ate like whatever, and it didn't look like I was fit. It didn't look, my physique was not matching the shit that I was doing. You see what I'm saying? So now that I finally got my my meal plan on point, my diet plan on point, now people see it. Now, it's believable when I say, hey, man, yeah, I'm hitting the gym and this and that. People are like, oh, yeah, I see it, fit dude, this and that. He's on his grind. But it sucks to be that dude, like, and you're like, yeah, I hit the gym and this and that. And then people are like, you hit the gym? Like, it's not looking like it. It's not adding up. It's like you talking about getting money. It's like you talking about having money, and then you're over here asking people to borrow some money. Like, you just said you have money, so why are you why are you asking for money when you claim you have all this money? You see what I'm saying? And this shit translates to all areas in my life, bro. With my relationship, with business, with everything, it translates. So this is why it's so important to me to be about my word, to put in the work, but also put in the work outside of work time. You see what I'm saying? Outside of the job, let's say. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could put in the work at work, right? But then it's like this. Like, you put in all these hours, and then you go blow all that money in 2.5 seconds, you ain't doing shit. You're never going to get nowhere, bro. You got to invest that money or try to make some moves to make you more money off that money, to progress. Because if you just work fucking 8 hours in the day, let's say 8-10 hours in one day, and then just blow it all in that one night, bro, you're going to be working forever. You're forever going to be in that same position. You're never going to get nowhere. You're never going to be able to buy nice things or get to different places. You're just blowing your money every day. So that's basically what people are doing with the gym. You're going into the gym, whether it's early, whether it's late, whatever you're doing, you're going hard in the gym. That's fine. That's awesome. Most people don't make it to the gym. But make it count, bro. Make the results. You got to see the results, bro, of your time that you put in, doing this hard work, doing this heavy lifting, doing this running on the treadmill. There's no point, bro, for you to be running on the treadmill, you to be lifting up heavy ass weight, you to be, doing all this shit. And then you go home and eat a bunch of bullshit and backtrack all the shit you just did. It's like you might as well not even have done the gym shit. You see what I'm saying? Because it makes no sense, bro. You're not getting nowhere, bro. You're stagnant. You're walking on the treadmill. You're never gonna get nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might maintain the same physique, but that's not the goal, bro. If you're overweight, the goal is to lose weight and get in shape. If you're too skinny, the goal is to bulk up and build some muscle. So unless you're in that excuse me, unless you're in that physique area where you're, where you want to be at, you're muscular, you got abs or whatever, your goal is, then it should be no way of you having this excuse of, oh, I'm just maintaining my physique. No, bro, you're fat as hell. You're skinny as hell. What do you mean maintain the physique? Maintain the shit you look like? That shit's trash, bro. And I've done this before. I'd go hit the gym, lift heavy, and I don't have problem with consistency on that. But then when it comes to food, I can't get myself to not eat certain foods simply because I'm weak. But if I have consistency in the gym, I could, apply that shit to my food, because that shit will benefit all around the board. And once I started doing that, man, that shit, the results came in. I feel better. I look better. I perform better. People see it. People like, damn, bro, you cutting up. Damn, bro, like, and it makes the work all worth it, bro. That's the point of this, of this conversation, of this topic, is making the work worth it, bro. Like, why would you go put in that work and then just mess it all up? There's no point of putting in the work if you're gonna mess it all up, bro. There's no point, bro. It's like if you going to go get that money, like I said, nobody goes and works a job for nothing, bro. You go and work a job for some money because this money's gonna help you live better. This money's gonna help you get to the goals you want to get to, or whatever you have planned in life. But that you have to put in this time in order to get this money. And the gym is the same way. You got to put in this time to the gym and eat a certain way in order to look a certain way and feel a certain way and get certain results, bro. And if you keep on neglecting that part, bro, you're going to just keep being on that same treadmill and never getting nowhere, bro. So to me, man, like, for so long, I neglected the most important part, and I had the consistency down of going to the gym. I just neglected the most important part, which is my eating part, and as soon as I did that, bro, it was months it took, you know what I'm saying? And it was quick that I started getting to the physique I wanted to get to. But people don't understand, man, that you neglecting that part, man, is you basically saying, I'm doing all of this shit for no reason, bro. And if I'm doing this shit for no reason, I might as well not do this shit at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to do some shit for what? Everything I do is for a reason. Everything we do in life is for a reason. Whether you get money to live better or take care of somebody or whatever it is, bro, you're doing that for a reason, bro. You're giving up your time for a reason. Time is the most valuable thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't get that back. So, my advice is do it for a reason and make that reason count, bro. Stop wasting your time. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to be better. So why would you take your time on that? Why would you want to take time on that? I'm not trying to take time on feeling better. I'm not trying to be patient. Oh, let me be patient. I'll feel better one day. No, I'm trying to feel better right now. You know what I'm saying? And once you get on that track, you'll realize, damn, I've been missing out on this type of living the whole time. I'm an idiot, and that's how I felt recently, with me, getting on track and really getting this shit together. I realized, like, damn, this whole time I could have been like this, and I've been bullshitting and neglecting the most important part, and shit, ever since then, it's been great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still working to a certain physique. Now I'm working towards another goal. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it never stops, bro. I'll set a goal and it'll be another goal. Right when I hit that goal, I'm like, okay, now I need to do this. If I want to bench 225 and I rep that shit one time, all right, now I need to rep 5 times. If I rep it 5 times, now I'm like, damn, I need to hit 8. And it just keeps on going like that, back to back. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. You know, don't neglect the most important part, man. And get that shit, you know, work on that shit. And no matter how long it takes, just keep on working on that shit until you get it, man. Let's get it.